we have my privilege to introduce Dr. Liu. Dr. Liu has just arrived in Canada to spend Chinese New Year with his son, who lives in Vancouver. So it's really tremendous that he was able to find time to come over and visit us. Exploring Religion and Religious Policy in China is the title of this talk. Dr. Liu studies religion in the United States, and he is the expert in China in this field. There is nobody else in China that knows as much about American religion. So without any further ado, over to you, Dr. Liu.
Thank you. It's my great honor to be here to share something about China. Thanks for our host, Professor Wu, and Center for Asia-Pacific Studies. Appreciate your invitation. It's gave me an opportunity to talk religion in China. But today I won't talk much. Yeah? I see. I won't talk much details, but I just try to give you a rough picture outline to let you understand what is the problem, what's the contemporary situation, so you will have some idea. Then we can have a question. The facts of religion in China is, this is just the official numbers say mainly 300 million people are religion believers. But actually it's really not that number. Just take that as a minimum. The religion, when you talk to religion in China, it's very complicated. But from government perspective, it's pretty simple. Only 5 recognized religion: Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Roman Catholic, and Protestant. For the other religions, we don't have the legal status, so we never mentioned it. The government recognized the religion group. It's just that each one they have some kind of arrangement called association, which is government funded and controlled religion. And we don't have a religion mark as you do here or in other countries. So when we go to the specific religion, the first one, the Taoism. The Taoism is the weakest religion in China. It's really not a theological impact the body. It's just some kind of things. It's a traditional culture, or mainly for exercise, all these kind of things. It does have someone who really believe, but the influence is very, very weak. The Buddhism, we have 3 major Buddhism schools, or use denominations. The Han Buddhism, called Buddhism in the Han area. That's a normal Buddhism we see, and the Tibetan Buddhism in Tibet, and the Inner Mongolia, Qinghai, all this minority area. And a very small group in Yunnan, same to Sri Lanka. That's the 3 major groups. For Islam, this is a very interesting group. Actually, it's 10 minority group are Islam believers. No Han people can convert because they have a lot of difference. Actually, it's a cultural difference or social difference instead of spiritual difference. For example, if you ask people to stop eating jiaozi or dumpling with pork, it cannot convince people for Han people. But this is such sensitive things for Islam or Muslim. This is why I said China won't worry to be a Islamic country because people like pork. I'm just teasing. One time someone asked, oh, Indonesia is the largest Muslim country. What about China? I said, never get there. For the Catholic, this is we call the foreign religion, Yangjiao. All the numbers here are so-called patriotic church, not including underground church, which is recognized by Holy See by Rome. But Chinese Catholic Church has its own we call it organization. It's not in the hierarchy or in the religious system along with other countries in the Catholic world. So the Catholic has a big problem. We were talking a little bit. For the Protestant in China is also very strange. We don't have any denominations, but we do have two types of Protestant. One is an official church called Three Self Church. Another is a house church. So-called Three Self Church is self-support, governors, self-preaching. The purpose is try to cut ties with foreigners. House church is real church, but house church couldn't get recognition from government, no legal status. We will talk that later. The number here is just some official numbers. Then we can see back here. I want the picture here are very interesting. Before, the government never paid attention on religion, especially Protestant. Because of house church, so government saying, oh, we should make our Three Self Church, our official church looks good. So they spend huge money in all over China, build Three Self Church buildings or rebuild that one. This one is a new one in Haidian, called the Haidian Church. You don't believe this is the church? It just looks like a very fancy modern office. It's all the government money. That one is another type of situation. In the minority area, Christians developed very fast. Even in the Tibetan area, you can see the Christian church. So the Tibetan people got to see the cross. What is the problem for the Christianity? As I said, house church, Three Self Church versus Three Self Church, house church. This is a typical phenomenon. House church want to keep legacy or a religious tradition of their faith, so they do everything according to what they believe, without political agendas. So when people go to baptize, they use the water, or if they put people in a river somewhere. This is something government never allowed to do. So when you see people make a baptize like that, you say, oh, this is a house church. They seriously take that. But for the official church, it's total different situation. Who should be a pastor? Where they should build the building? How big building should be? How many people should be baptized? What kind of verses, sermon the pastor should give on Sunday morning? All these things have to be approved by government. So it's real different situation. One is a church run by people. Another is a religion business run by Religion Affairs Bureau. It's just for different purpose. Where house church? Before it was mainly in a rural area, without much education for the older people. But right now, everywhere, you really cannot see where is a house church. You will find house church everywhere. Big city like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Xi'an, and very poor area in Gansu or Shandong or Anhui or Sichuan, even Tibet, you can find a house church. Xinjiang, lots. So where is the house church? Where is the three-service church? You will find the house church as well. So it's just hard to believe. The house church may have lots of people, but they don't have a nice church building. The three-service church, mainly they have a facility, but they may have many people, or may not be crowded as house church. This is a house church celebration in Christmas, during Christmas. That is maybe we can turn off the lights, you can see that. A big mountain. Then people put the money to build their own church. It's just for their own practice. As we said, yeah.
Perfect.
See that building. The poor area, we have a nice church. It shows spiritual life is still there, shining. It's never because of poor condition. It's just whether you allow people to have their spiritual life or not. Once you allow people to do that, you still can see in a very big mountain, nothing there, but you see the nice church. This is a Catholic church in Taiyuan, and that is in Hebei, in Baoding. But as I said, the biggest issue in Catholic Church is who has power to appoint the bishop. So if bishop appointed by government without permission or without approval by policy by Rome, whether this bishop has a legal rights among Catholics is an issue. But if someone approved by government, or by policy or by Pope, without permission, without approval by government, no recognition from government, then he will have a legal issue publicly. So it's just a very bad situation. Who should be a bishop in one diocese? It's lots of conflicts and tensions. Last year, 10 bishops were appointed by both. The China get some name list. Before they appoint, they make announcement. They send that to Roma and get agreement. Then they choose one and make announcement. But the last one in Chengde, government didn't do that. Make a China-Vatican relation. We go back. It's just destroy the whole corporation. So in the future, I don't know when normalization can be realized between China and the Vatican. It's just a big deal, big issue. We can talk that later. This is the Buddhism. I took this picture myself in Tibet, Da Zhao Si. I don't know how to say that in English. It says the soldiers, the group of soldiers. When I took a picture, they say, no. So I said, okay. Then I went around and get up level. I took one. Each 5 minutes, they go around. It's very serious. And you say the people, they walk 1,000 miles, 磕长头, just to worship. They spend their whole money just for this purpose. Shows their loyalty, their faithful commitment to Dalai Lama, to the Buddha. They believe. So that's just a big contrast. This one, Jia Qinmin, is the highest current leaders who is in charge of religion affairs. And this young person is the new Fan Lama. I don't know how many people really recognize him. It's just very controversial. This is in the Kash. The Muslim, you know, they have a young generation. They have an Arab school teach the Quran and the language. The Buddhism problem is minority problem, mixture together. But in Tibet and Islam, same. But for Han areas, Buddhism, that's another issue. The Buddhism and the Taoism in Han area, they really don't have a political problem. They have a very good relation with government. However, among them, they have a very big corruption. And everywhere you see people spend money, build a new temple without permission. And lots of people just send money to temple. So no one make accountability on them. Government doesn't have a real special law or regulation to make sure all the money is good for church or for temple or for the believer. So no transparency among them. That's why Shaolin Si is called. They have over 40 companies belongs to Shaolin Si. They are going to start. The leader of Shaolin Si is a CEO, and it's just make Buddhism very bad. Taoism, may say, so whatever they do for people, they charge money. One term they use is kai guang, sort of like they make some Buddhism things, and for whatever your requirement, you find a new car, or you have a new building, or you do whatever. Several Buddha will come, do some religious things, then they charge you huge. First day of Spring Festival in Beijing, Yonghegong, 60,000 people there try to get tickets to buy the first xiang. Cost 300,000, 330,000 就是大年初一的那头炷香30万。
For the Chinese New Year, the first what's that? Incense, you know, you can burn that and you have to pay 30,000 Chinese. 300,000. Yeah.
First 0.3 million. 0.3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even you want to do that, you really you may not be able to do that because they reserve that only for the high officials. All the subway past the Yonghegong, no stop. 甩阵通过 because it's too crowded. So policemen will be there and make sure someone will get there smoothly. So even you want to worship Buddha, it's not easy. Okay, now we talk the legal issue. So what is a problem for the religion? The religion is something usually is not on the media. You may not find that. Never means it not existed. This is a Shouwang Church. I took this picture myself. Last November 1st, 2009, Shouwang Church people worship on the street. It's a gate of Haidian Park. Why? Because their church was shut down. They have no place to go. It's a big snow in there. They were just gathering on the street, worship, singing. Oh, it's very moving. The house church caused lots of conflicts with government. government turned down their church building several times in several places or stopped them. This is just such a big political issue, but we haven't got a solution yet. That's a general problem for the Buddhism, corruption, and bad management internally. Islam and Tibetan Buddhism, separatism, along with minority issue. So that's something make a religion issue more complicated. Protestant and Catholic, Roman Catholic, they have other issues which we just explained. So who should be a real religion? But this is just a recognized religion. Besides that, someone else also have issues. Several one out of the door on the line. Mormons, Salt Lake City, they ask for recognition. Jewish from Israel, they checked their record, their history in Shanghai. And Orthodox in Harbin, they get the recognition in local, but not national. So whether they are religion or not depends where. If they are in Harbin, they are religion. But if they go to Beijing, they are not. Because government doesn't agree Russia's requirement to recover Orthodox Church in Beijing. So in other cities, it's no. That's a religion. What about the folk belief, 民间信仰? No name, but they do have a spiritual faith. It depends what you call them. 三一教, 弘扬教, 马祖, what they are, who they are. So you really cannot say they are not a religion believer. You cannot say they are religion believer either. What they are, no name, no description, no identity, nothing. Never mention them, but just let them go. That's one thing. The very new latest thing is people think, okay, how can we beat all these foreign religions? Maybe we should have our own religion. Please come back, Confucius. So they put the Confucius statue in Tiananmen Square. This is very new. You all know that. And the big argument. Should people worship Confucius again? Where is the Marxism? Where is the communism? It is very erratic phenomenon. It shows we missed something. We need a spiritual resource, something for people to believe, but we don't know what it is. All these things, it shows the problem. The reason problem is because of control. From 1949 till 1989, all the administration office control the religion. That is the office of SARA, the State Authority of Religion Affairs. Has changed the name instead of Religion Affairs Bureau, the same office. In 1991, the government began to make a regulation. That's the Jinan Changchunli Three Self Church. Someone sold this church property to government. Government used that for real estate business for money. So people protesting outside. That is a Fangong in Wuxi. 100 million, over 100 million Chinese yuan spent to build this new Buddhist place. Nothing there before, it's just for money, but it shows that's government money, where they spend and how they spend. Why government got this problem? Because they have some kind of concern or worry. Whether religion can be a network or whether they have an international connection. I took this in Rikaz. All these young lamas, they are excited in temple, but they feel very frustrated. They can only in temple. They cannot go outside. That is in Urumqi for the Muslim. So the people think religion is something for themselves. It's different from Garm's thinking. Garm thinking differently. So once this thing goes to the minority area, it makes things more complicated. So whether it's a political issue or it's a people's daily need, it depends what kind of way you think there. In 2004, government issued the regulation of religion affairs. The first one tried to make a regulation to regulating the government's control of the religion. For some unregistered church, they really don't use this. They just use a public security department directly, use a policeman to deal with it. Then this is a legal system. You can see it looks very nice. We have a constitution, we have a law, we have a treaty, regulation, and a local one. Why we still have a problem? Because the constitution is just the constitution. You cannot use that in the court. For the law, we don't have a real law for religion. We do have many laws, but none of them is for religion. Then we have one level lower things, which is regulation. So government think that things, but haven't taken any action or step yet. Different governments in a different area, they may have a different thinking, but on the top, the central government, they notice that, so they begin to think, maybe we should make a legislation on religion. So, these two pictures actually appeared from China Daily last year. Who they are, the house church. It shows, it's just a hand. Means house church is something began to be considered. That is a picture I took in Beijing area. Oh, this group is very interesting. The center one, the Wang Zuan, the director of SERA, State Authority of Religion Affairs, and Liu Peng, the Patriarchal Church for the Catholics. Chen, Islam's leaders, and Pastor Gao for Three Separate Church, Taoism leader, Buddhism leader. They all agree. Whatever government said, they say yes. That's one idea. For another idea is a scholar's idea. This is a CAS, Academy of Social Science. We had a conference there to talk religion and the rule of law. Professor Zhang Qianfan was there, joined us to give a speech. So, do we should have a law for religion, rule of law? If we don't have a rule of law, what kind of management or what kind of church-state patterns we should use? That is a question. What about the registration? What about church venues, the property, all the issues? Do you have any kind of solution? So the first time we talked these things, but government never criticized that, never agreed that. It's just a lot of people to think that. So this thing happened among scholars. This is a list. Mainly I host or organized all this conference along with academic unit, 社科院 or some university, Peking University or People's University, all these schools. So that is a latest development of people's discussion on religion and rule of law. Qianfan, me, and I worked on religion's rule of law summer training program, invited the 7 countries, 14 scholars, gave people training to talk religion and law, the law and the constitutions. So that idea, is this just an issue in China or this is the global issue? What about other countries? So people can open their mind and understand why is this, what is the solution for us? People can think. Year 2008, I hosted a conference to talk house church issues first time in Beijing. Why we have a house church? What is a house church? How to deal with that? Several house church leaders were there from Zhejiang, Henan, Shanghai, and Beijing. That's a very big religion and rule of law international conference again, 2008. That's in the Southwest Law and Politics and Law University, 西南政法大学. That's called the biggest politics and law university in China. It was used to, but may not be today. So I was invited to have a conference here and study this same issue. People were very interested and they realized this is something we need. Same conference, but different place. We moved our conference room to Oslo, Norway in the year 2006. 2004, 2006, 2008, 2002. First time we began to talk religion and politics. Same. This is just a current report on what we talk. It shows even for government, they began to think the religion and the rule of law is an issue. The house church solution has to be lead to the legislation. Why we mention house church last? It's just because the conflicts too much. The tension is very big. Some internet report this. So the final word is, whatever happened in China, if you want to have a solution, as I say, we may think the bigger picture without the political reform, without the package of the solution. It just want to solve the one problem. It's very difficult. It's religion freedom related to the freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom of assembly. Without this three freedom, it's very difficult to have a freedom of belief. So you see this kind of phenomena. In the center, we see this guy is very interesting, Li Yi. He is such a crazy person. He joined the Taoism only 4 years, then become a vice president of the Taoism Association of China. Before he was a magician, 魔术师，这是那个成都四川的一个县里头的杂技团团长。I don't know how to say that. It's just how to say it? It's because he is smart enough to meet a government need. So, Religion Affairs Bureau put him in front and let him to play a role. Then he holds all the positions from national level, provincial level, city level in Chongqing. Finally, the media said, okay, look, this is a bad person. He has lots of bad things, cheat people for money, and he has some kind of bad relation with women. So why we put him as a religion leader? That's a house church in Chengdu. That's a Tibet I took. without law, if you really want to find a solution, it's impossible. China is huge. We have so many issues. We may have a temporary solution, but if we need a real good solution, we need to think legislation. We need to think rule of law. We need to respect our constitution. Otherwise, we never get a solution. So without a legal legislation, without law, without political reform, religion issue will be only bigger, never smaller. Thank you.